Ludus, Vulpes.
Welcome to Vulpes. My name's Kirsty.
Phil.
And today we're here at Ares Games.
Hello.
Roberto. So, Roberto, would you like to tell us a bit about how the Expo is going for you today?
It's been a great show after 3 years of missing from the UK, so it's been refreshing, to see a lot of people face to face, to see there's a lot of excitement about the gaming in general, of course about our games too, so it's been really exciting. We skipped the last year's edition because traveling was still too complicated with shifting regulations every day, but then this year we wanted to be here.
Time to be back.
Yeah, time to be back.
So, what have you brought with you today that's new for the Expo or new for the UK market?
There's a lot, also because we tried to put some spotlight also on the games that we released in the past year or so, which we didn't have a chance to show in person at the UK Game Expo in the past 2 years. But there's a lot of also really new things which I think show up for the first time here in the UK, for the first time. So I think that the one which seems to be hottest, also looking at how people is playing at the stand here, is The Thing, the board game based on Carpenter's movie, and there seems to be a lot of excitement about that. It's one of our major releases this year, and it's brand new. It's not been distributed in the UK yet, so people is first time they can see it. And that's definitely the hottest. There is a lot of interest for our Swords and Sorcery line, which continues to be a big seller for us, a classic. But also some games, for example, Masters of the Night, we were very positively impressed by the interest that we raised. It was nominated for the UK Game Awards.
It is up for the award this year, isn't it? So that's really exciting. Really
yes, and we are sold out already because we were a little bit, overwhelmed by the interest that we got. So there's a lot, and anyway, all the games from the Ares range are featured, so people can play Wings of Glory, can play Saints of Glory, Quartermaster General. So there's a lot to play here.
You've got 8 or 9 tables here today.
Yeah.
We got War of the Ring, the card game just over there. We've got the thing.
The thing multiplies and affects, so it's getting exactly the same thing. So I started with 1, just like in the game, now it's 2, tomorrow probably it will infect the entire booth.
And Masters of Night is just behind me, I think.
Yes. Diabolik is also, which is another recent release. We released it in February this year. And it's very nice criminals versus cop hidden movement game. Last One Alive, our little zombie dice game. The zombie apocalypse is here, and everybody will die, but you try at least.
Who dies less?
Who dies last? That's the point of the game.
We've got the Wings of Glory over there.
It looks. I mean, the stand's been busy every time we've walked past as well, and that feels really good.
It's good. And yes, you mentioned the War of the Ring card game. It's not here at the show as a product yet, but tomorrow we will have a special preview. So we will have a part of the stand which will be dedicated to introducing the game to the world for the first time. This is a worldwide preview. Nobody outside of the company played it before. So
that's very exciting.
So we'll be back for that, I hope.
Yes.
I hope so. And if people can stand my terrible Italian accent, tomorrow in the morning I have an old seminar about the War of the Ring games. So 11 a.m. at the Toute Suite. Everybody's welcome to come to the show.
Perfect.
The Toute Suite is accessible just by the main ticket booth as you come into Hall 1. So if people want to go and see that, 11 a.m. at the Toute Suite. So there you go.
I will talk about past, present, and future of the War of the Ring product line.
That's fantastic.
That's
I hope so. I hope somebody shows up. So I try to promote.
I think you'll be busy.
I don't know. I'm always scared about seminars. You know, who cares about the seminar when you can play games instead? So it's,
Well, we did a pre-expo video, and we advised everyone to plan their trips around the seminars and events.
Okay.
So we think that that's one of the most important parts. You can play games anywhere, but the seminars and events, they're the key bits.
They are.
Special.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a nice way of getting the message out there as well, and I think more people have become interested in how games are developed, and they're more interested to see how ideas progress from just a little thought to a grander scheme.
Yes. There will be a lot of that in the seminar. I will show some bits of the original War of the Ring prototype. So that if people is curious about how games are what they are, then
the stages through the process.
Try not to make it too boring, hopefully.
So what's the future plans for Ares Games? What's next after Lord of the Rings and other releases?
There's a lot in the making at various stages. So the next thing which will come to be is our latest Kickstarter project, which is Orconomics, which is a sort of weird economic game, but with orcs as the protagonists.
I mean, orcs have an economy too. So
Yes. They do make a living, and it's not just pillaging. So yes, Orconomics is very fun and light. So it's shipping to Kickstarter backers in a couple of months, and then to retail stores. We have a lot of things in the pipeline for Swords and Sorcery, because we just finished our Kickstarter fulfillment, but there's more coming. We have a big epic box that we want to release to complete the Ancient Chronicles cycle. And War of the Ring, there is a lot of War of the Ring products in the making. I don't want to spoil too much, so at least somebody shows up at the seminar. But it's the War of the Ring card game. There were some accessories that the fans were really asking for, that in the end we decided to do, like the big deluxe game map. It's really beautiful. The new War of the Ring expansion, Kings of Middle-earth, that everybody's been waiting for a long time. A Hunt for the Ring expansion, Light and Shadow. Nice. So there's a lot in the pipeline for that. And but all our other lines also have things happening. Quartermaster General, we just recently released the WW1, which is one of the new things at the show, but we have more games in the making in this line together with Ian Brody.
Wow.
You've decided to stay very busy then.
I'm too busy.
No downtime.
Yes. And also some our Wings of Glory fans will also see the return of some beloved models, like the Drakens, the aerial balloons. They are the next product which we release.
Still expanding Wings of Glory, still adding more in.
Yes. It's a continuing line. It's a very solid classic for us, so we want to keep the fan engaged.
Wow.
Sounds
That's
good.
amazing. Lots to look forward to.
So Roberto, what have we got here?
So here we've got the first time preview of the War of the Ring card game cards. It's a very good selection, which I think gives you a good impression of what the game is about.
Just here. All here. And it's some beautiful artwork as well.
Yes, it's most of it is original. Of course, we wanted to keep some of the feeling of the War of the Ring game. So the main character in the Fellowship, for example, we are using the original John House portraits that he created for the War of the Ring game. But most of the art that you see here is original and new. Much of that again by John Howe. Essentially, all the backgrounds for the battlegrounds and the path of the Fellowship, they've all been created by John Howe together with his wife Fatane. And plus, but we have other artists, some of those who were involved with our games, like Ben Watton, for example, or John Hodgson. So a lot of artists, Andrea Piparo. which have a lot of experience in handling the Lord of the Rings as a property. So apart from the artistic element, which of course is very important in a game like this, what we wanted to convey is an experience which is reminiscent in a way of War of the Ring, but of course it must be adapted to be a card game. So essentially there are two concepts, the path of the Fellowship and the battleground system, which somehow replicate the struggle that you've got in the War of the Ring board game to split your attention between the military action and the action on the Fellowship. So you can never do whatever you want, because the more you care about the Fellowship, the less energy you have to care about the military. In War of the Ring, this is reflected by the action dice system. Here it's reflected by the way that you must decide how to play your cards, either on the path of the Fellowship or on battleground to compete for the control of the battleground. It's expandable potentially, but not in the sense of a living or collectible card game. We will have one boxed game, which is a complete gaming experience for 4 players, and we have plans for one expansion to come after that to allow playing 5-6 players and also expand the scope of the game a little bit.
So you could almost do like follow-on standalone games within the War of the Rings setting.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And the game is strongly asymmetrical, so each player will have a deck including one or more of the various cultures from Middle-earth. So the 3 people players will play. One will play with a Dunedain and Elves deck, while the other will play with the Wizards and Rohan and Hobbits. Against the Shadow player, one player controlling Mordor and the other player controlling Mordor's allies, Isengard, and so on. And every round of the game, you will reveal a path, so with the Fellowship progressing from the Shire to Mordor, and you will reveal a new battleground to contest.
Keep progressing through battleground.
Yes, essentially the battlegrounds are contested by the use of your armies, but of course you can also send your characters to support your armies, while on the path of the Fellowship we will see more the action of the characters themselves, but also of their items and events.
So in a similar way to War of the Rings, it's that kind of personal story plus the grand story of the war as it happens.
Absolutely, yes. That was one of the elements that you wanted to keep, that the game works at both levels, and that from a player perspective you feel the struggle of having to manage both sides of the conflict. And
that's really nice. So over there, I've just seen, well, I've not seen anything, but the Orconomics artwork is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you, thank you.
That looks exactly how you described the game. Fun, light, interesting.
Yes, it is.
I love the idea of an orc in a suit.
Yes, exactly.
It's quite surprising.
They are not your usual type of orcs, let's say. A little more modern, but still with all their orc virtues, greed, rage.
Now we've got the zombie dice just up here.
Yeah, this is a recent release, released in January this year, so we're still promoting it. And Ensemble is a little bit of a departure from us. It's a game from an Italian company, Ludus studio, which we liked a lot. It's more, Dixit-like in a way, but fully cooperative between the players. And we must try to read each other's mind to find the good matches with the images.
And then up here we've got the classic Sword and Sorcery stuff, which is beautiful.
Yes, this is a fully painted set out of the Ancient Chronicles figures. Plus, in the background, you will see the next campaign sets, which we are preparing now for general release after they ship it to Kickstarter backers.
Fantastic.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.